All right. We are recording. How's it going, everybody? This is going to be a STC manager interview. I just thought it'd be something a little fun to do. I got right here the best manager of all time. I'm talking about myself here. I don't know if real other fucking guy
is. This fucking guy, man.
Alright, do you want to introduce yourself? Well, just your co-manager is not here, unfortunately.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm here. I'm put on a planet. We were mentioning the Zoruas this season. I'm very excited to get to work. I'm looking to avenge our finals loss from last season, Tio and I. So.
Who'd you lose to in the finals?
Some schmuck.
Just make it sure. Alright.
No, this season. This is the season.
This is the season? Oh shit. Okay. Alright. Let's go, we got the introduction out the way. We're gonna go over to the next one. We're gonna do your captaining experience. Tell me about yourself.
I believe, so not counting and stuff like PGP, I think I have captained 3 teams. I've captained STC, I have 4 teams. I've captained STC 3 times, 2 times intentionally. And,
2 times intentionally? What's the 3rd time?
Well, I guess this is the 3rd time. This is the 3rd time.
This is the 3rd time. So typically you've got.
This is 2 times potentially. This time and the first time, and then I also I guess I sort of shadow captain last season. Mm-hmm. And then I captained PWS one season with Hopeless. And that's actually it for my. I'm not that experienced as a manager. I'm pretty just general team tour experience. I played a season of TDT. And 3rd season of Citrus, 4th season PWS. I played in DCL. I've just watched and been in team tour servers for about like 4 or 5 years at this point. Like I've been around.
Oh, you've been everywhere. Would you say you are the most experienced manager, like out of our potential managers that we normally have?
Let's see. I'd say you're probably more experienced than I am, just from being in a metric ton of things. Yeah, that's all. I think I've been around slightly longer than you have, but you are just. I think you've been around slightly longer than I have. So assuming you're managing this season, I think you would be most experienced. I think Tio might be more experienced than I am, but that's not in draft though.
You might be more experienced than both of us.
Yeah, not for real, but not in draft.
No. Real VGC tours.
No.
When did you start draft?
Dude, I started draft in like 2019, which is so.
No, you started before me. I started in 2020.
Yeah. I think I got on my first team tour like 2020 or 2021 with the first season of PWS. Yeah.
Me too. All right. What are your expectations going into this tour?
Expectations? I would expect very minimum. I think we expect at least to make playoffs. I think we've got 2 incredibly talented captains. I'm so excited to work with Tio again. I'm very looking for the draft. I've heard some rumors about who could be in the player pool this season, and I'm really looking forward to that. I just know. I have enough faith in myself and my co-captain that we should at the very least be making playoffs.
I mean, if you made finals last season with that roster, I mean, like, you could.
Yeah, the goal, of course, is to avenge last season's finals defeat, but again, the expectation at the very least, we're making playoffs.
Can I ask for the fans? Are you drafting?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I am still bitter. But you have to run back to Sandal Syndicate. You have to get. Dude, the Sandal Syndicate was such a
repeat Rising. Like you just get that core like that. That's all you need. If you get repeat, you have to get Rising.
Yo, Rising did say something, and I haven't seen Rising around in like so long. He did say something in Sandal Syndicate the other day, so I know he does still use Discord. So I
said to him, STC, he still hasn't accepted it.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think about that sometimes because I really feel like we had something special last season. But, bygones be bygones.
Crazy how you guys performed with that kind of team. Like it really was.
We were.
It really
I think
England as like a shadow manager because like obviously one of your managers is not very good, and I've no shade to repeat at all. It definitely wasn't there.
I think I will say I definitely the week I was sort of like on the fence. Like I don't know if we can do it with our roster. Like I know we're pretty good. And then there was the week. I think it was the week we forgot to submit the lineup, and that was the week where I was like, oh shit, maybe we can win the whole tour. But
yeah, because you beat my team.
That was a fucking. I remember exactly where I was. I think I was watching Fluffy play Unite when I was with him in real life for the regional, and then I just checked my phone and it's like, oh shit, our lineup got randomized. So yeah, that is
season with another randomized lineup.
Yeah, we'll see.
Next up, thoughts on our formats. Being SVGC Regulation F. Of course, these include Walking, Wake, and Iron Leaf. They are not banned by our rule set. Technically, Battlebound Greninja is also legal, which is completely fine. Those would be the exceptions right there. There is Swish Series 9. That is the non-legendary Dynamax format. And I believe it's Usum 2018. The season's only 3 formats.
Is Wake and Leaves banned in Reg F?
Wake and Leaves are regularly, I believe when Reg F first came around, they were banned, correct. They were legal in Regulation G. That was the first format they were legal in, Reg G.
Oh, interesting.
I know because you normally play draft, they're normally legal because...
Yeah, no, I've...
So, other leagues just copied us and allowed them. But yeah, Battleground Gren, which is normally banned, also special event. Iron Leaf and Wake, who are also special event, are normally banned. In Reg F, but we have to leave it. Which is why I said they are.
Yeah, no, I understand. I think, I'm excited. I'm excited to play to cook some Reg F again. We gotta bring this. We gotta find these teams that beat the Rain, because this Rain team's been running rampant for 2 tours now. It's been like the top SV team. Like we gotta figure something out here.
The Coco D-Night equivalent of
oh my god.
Top tier water type Torn Archalon Comfey.
Oh my god, dude.
It could be either Urshifu or Overpower Osprey. It don't matter which one.
It's just top tier water Torn Arch Comfey. We gotta bring that team down a peg. Excited for some Swish again. I think we really cooked in Swish last season. After I moved out of the tier, we really cooked in Swish last season, I thought. And then I think my one concern is the Usum pool. I think that in previous seasons, my teams have benefited from getting really good players in Usum for very cheap prices. And I don't know if we're necessarily going to be able to get that this season with the 2 Usum slots. I feel like people who play Usum are going to go for a lot of money, and it's going to be very hard to predict who will do well in the Usum pool, just because I feel like there's so many... The vast majority of people that play in Citrus, I feel like, did not necessarily play when Usum was the main gen. I know that the 2 captains that are in this call did not necessarily play when Usum was the main gen.
That's right.
So,
That's true. You did not play when Usum was the main gen. Correct.
So I'm curious to see how it goes. That is my concern. I know Citrus over the years has always had the issue of what is the last format. So I mean, logically, 2 Usum makes sense. I'm just concerned over do we have the play. Necessarily know until after the season, but my bad. Yeah, I am just concerned about does Citrus have the player pool to support 2 Usum slots? Right. That is my one concern, and maybe that's something that we don't necessarily know until after this season is finished and we've seen what happens with 2 Usum.
Right. It's very experimental 2 Usum slots. I want to experiment with it personally. I think Usum is probably, I would say it's either the least favorite format or it's someone's favorite format. It's not in between, right? It's just someone's favorite or least favorite. Mostly because it's just unexplored as a whole overall. Because most people who've played draft didn't really start until Switch. Because VGC draft was very, very small during the Usum days. For those who've actually played it, very, very, very small, very niche. And during when it was main gen, versus like Swish, where it was kind of popping off because of the YouTuber leagues and more people started playing draft. Right?
Yeah, I will say, I remember, I think I started Draft League, I think it was like Kyle A or something, where I was watching a couple of his videos and I looked up how do I find a Draft League, and he had a video that pointed to like Draft Frontier. And the GBA fan Discord, which is that's a throwback. I think
one of the things with this one is if you're just generally good, you have good VGC game mechanics that don't apply to the gimmicks. You just have good doubles mechanics. You should be able to play Usum. This is like it's not too polarizing. The mechanic in Usum being Z-moves is not that polarizing as compared to Dynamax and Terra, where Dynamax and Terra are very polarizing mechanics and they can make or break your game. I would say that for Z, at least, from my own personal experience. That could just be a lack of inexperience, but I don't think Z is as polarizing as the other two.
I would... I want to go back... I have two things I want to say. One, I want to go back to your point earlier. I think I 100% agree that Usum is definitely the most unexplored of the formats, and that's mostly because the vast majority of the player base did not play when it was the main gen. So, we just... don't know. We don't have that experience, that muscle memory with how with using Z moves that we do with Terra and with Dynamax. And my second point is I think I disagree. I think Z moves they're not more polarizing. They're definitely not polarizing because it's I feel like I've definitely seen so many Usum games that are just completely swung by just a random Z move. And that's maybe that's just me, but I feel like the Z moves are just so impactful. And having good users of Z moves is just game warping, obviously. There's also unlike it's interesting where Dynamax will sort of do the same thing with every mon that uses it, right? It'll double your HP and turn your moves into the super moves. Whereas Terra can do something different, right? There are choices to be made in the builder, as in you can as with the Terra types, right? But we've sort of adjusted to that with Team Preview.
Right.
And there's no adjustment for Z moves. It is just the raw Zs.
Right.
And I don't necessarily know if that's a good or bad thing. It is just some food for thought.
Oh, I'm agreeing 100%. My main thought is I think Terra, especially if you have a good Terra, right? If when you have those games and it's you have that one Terra type on your top tier that your opponent didn't prep for, game changing. It swings those games in your favor so much, especially if it's a really, really good one. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Dynamax is Dynamax, of course. Dynamax is...
We love Dynamax.
Oh, right. Next. Yep. Thoughts on best of 7 versus best of 8? What would you like to see STC have? Best of 7 or best of 8?
If we have the player pool, I think best of 8 is really hype. I like to see more games. I think I'm curious how you guys would it just be 4 SV in that case? Or would it be what would the 8 slot even be?
So right now it's up to debate on to what our 8 slot would be. As what I would say right here, me personally, I would like it to be a rotating format, where 1 week you're playing SV, 1 week you're playing another Swish, and 1 week you're playing another Swish. So technically, you could be playing 4 SV in 1 week, you could be playing 3 Swish in 1 week, or you could be playing 3 Swish.
Okay, I like the idea of best of 8. I think best of 8's been a really cool addition to to I know Smogon's been doing best of 8 for like forever. I imagine NPA has as well. Draft did best of 7 for a very long time, but now and with the introduction of DCL, we sort of started to do more best of 8. I do sort of miss the super hype game 7s. I think, but I mean, best of 8. I completely see the appeal. It keeps the for the most part, it keeps the teams closer throughout the season. With some exceptions, like DCO 1 was incredibly top heavy and 2 teams just completely pulled away. But for the most part, it keeps the teams closer throughout the season, gives more people the opportunity to play, which is probably just objectively a good thing. Though, again, Citrus in the past has, I would say last season, I don't necessarily know if there were enough signups to support Best of 8, but if they have the ability to know, I think Best of 8's really cool. Again, my one concern is that triple USUM week, there may be some a little screwy results, but
that triple USUM week, that'd be a devastating week for us.
That'd be devastating.
That would really be the my team sucks, or man, my team is amazing thing. If you win the double USUM week and you go 3-0 in USUM, yeah, man. If we make playoffs, we pick an USUM versus everybody.
Nah, that's so real. That's so real.
You put your min bids in there and hope they pop off. That's my strategy.
Yeah, that does sort of feel like how USUM's been the last couple seasons. But maybe that's just been my personal teams when I've had good min bid USUM slots. So yeah.
You got your singles friends. Just here.
Oh, it keeps working. It keeps working.
See, they know. These guys have played USUM but in singles, so they know the gen at least. Alright. What are your values as a manager?
Why value?
Yeah, what do you value in the play? Especially when you're looking for players and all that. What do you value in them? What do you look for?
I think there are 2 things I'm looking for. I'm looking for a player who's going to actually how do I put this? I've definitely had teammates who will just show up to a game, 5-minute prep, even in a team tour setting, which I can't really understand at all. But I mean, you do you. But I'm really looking for players who will at least try and prep, and that I can reasonably help, and will take the help that they're given. But then I think this season I haven't necessarily gone for this in the past when I managed. I think this season I'm going to focus on. I'm going to get more players that I think make very good in battle decisions and are just good players essentially. I think that's what I'm really looking for this season. Is I'm going to try and draft a team of people who are just I don't know. It feels really weird to say as a manager I value players who are good, because every manager should be valuing who are good. But I think this season I'm going to try placing a little more value on players who are good rather than players who are going to obviously putting in 100% effort is very good and very necessary, but I've definitely been burned a couple times in the past by picking players who I know will try and put in 100% effort and help the team, but then don't necessarily win their games.
You want to name names?
No. Hold on. Let me know when you stop recording. And I'll name names.
Name names, okay. Yeah, no, I can totally see that. I'm known, if you've seen my 2 past championship teams, I get my dead win slots, as in they're not going to really help that much, and they're just going to win their games. It's always my top ladder half players. That's what I get. It's a tried and true strategy. It always works. I get my mini man. He does not look at his channel till game day, and you know what? He comes in with a pace and he wins, and I'm okay with that as long as he wins. As long as he wins.
Yeah, I think I kind of want to try that a little more this season. Is what I want to do. We sort of had it with Jackson last season, who would sort of show up 2 hours before an hour or 2 before his game. I'd give him maybe he'd build something. I'd smoke him in a mock, and then he'd pull up and win. But I haven't teamed with too many people who are like that, and I kind of want to try.
Yeah. That's one thing that I can definitely see. I don't know if it'll be like that this season. It'll be interesting. I think one thing I also like, is you say you like people who put in 100% effort. I definitely really like when people put in 100% effort. I think it's kind of hard to find people like that, especially in this tour. When you have somebody who will actually like sit down and they want to try, they will put in 100% effort versus they just show up. Because you can find a lot of players who will show up and not be a consistent one, which is what I don't like. If you're not gonna try.
Yeah, no. If you're not gonna try before the game, you better be showing up and winning.
Yeah. I agree with that too. You need to be showing up. You cannot not do both. You cannot not do both when you just follow through. This might sound like a little weird question. What would you describe your managing style like?
Oh, my managing style? I would say that I am very good at I would say, again, I mentioned this the whole before the interview. I'm on about 2 hours of sleep. I may take a second to respond to some of these to think about my responses to some of these questions. I would say my managing style, I'm very good at, like, there's some managers that I think their strengths are they are a consistent win slot for their team. And like, I think, like, this is sort of how I always imagined, I don't know this to be a fact, obviously, but like, Craig is a DPL manager, right? I imagine he's probably supporting his players, but I imagine he's more as like, he is a consistent win slot, and Panda is the one who's going to be like doing a lot of the prep support. Mm-hmm. Just because I know that's what he's really good at. That's what I know. Everyone like Team Canada. I remember last season Theo was really raving about Panda as a manager. That's what I sort of imagine like me and Tio's dynamic as, where like Theo can come in, win every week because he's amazing, and then
no Glaze.
No Glaze. No, I will Glaze till the end of the earth. But and then I envision myself more as like supporting the team, making sure everyone's ready for their games. I like to keep, when I'm a manager, I like to keep a little bit of like, I like to keep everyone on task, is the best way to put it. I want to make sure everyone's prepared for the game, knows their lines, and knows what not to do. Again, I think I'm good. I think I'm very good at bringing out the best in my players. That's what I think is my biggest strength. Not you. You were the exception. I don't know how when I teamed with you, you went like 4-3, but I swear most people who support that get wins.
It just didn't work out.
That was so crazy. How did we team and we both went fucking like, I don't know, I think I went like 4-3 and you maybe went like 5-3.
I think we had bad drafts. I think we did bad drafts. I think
yeah.
If we ever team again, you get your drafts, I get mine. We can't be the way we draft.
We can't be sharing this. We can't be sharing, yeah. So I remember, I sort of imagined that you sort of said this in your team. I remember after your drafts, after like the auction last season, after the drafts last season, like, these are sort of weird drafts from Hopeless. Like I see the vision on some of these. Oh, I forget which one. There's one where you just had like a raw EDAM. I did not see the vision there.
That team was fire. The team was positive.
The team went positive. I mean, it did go positive. Yeah, no arguments.
That was my SV1. Yeah. That was an idea that Faye had thrown at us. Because we were looking at so one of the things, I guess this is side tangent. I think Chi-Yu is a good Pokemon, right? I think Chi-Yu is a top tier Pokemon, but I think the issue that every Chi-Yu Whimsicott draft has is it just loses to Earthquake, right? Like that team would just get fucking railed by Earthquake, right? So it was just like, well, we need a flying type that's like decent, and like, well, it's all coming back to Enam, and it's like, wait, Enam's kind of shiced here.
I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, okay, you have the Enam, but you're just like, you're not getting enough value. Like, you just could be getting so much more out of the Enam if you had the Enam on a different comp. But maybe it's just what this team needs.
We had one Thundy Enam one.
You did have the gouging Wellspring Thundy Enam team. That team was. Oh, I hated prepping for that team.
That team, I had that team, and then I had the Archalda on Raid team. I hope you guys are gonna see those shits again this season.
I'm sure there will be at least 2 Wellspring gouging teams. And just because that archetype,
Torn team definitely.
Oh, it'll be at least 1. Yeah, I will say I don't entirely see I know that it's good and it's seen results. I don't know if it's something I'm looking to draft. I think if I get Wellspring and or gouging, I may go a different direction. But
within the UDM?
No. Then the 2 together. I've never entirely seen. Obviously, it's successful, so it's clearly a me thing. But I don't entirely see the vision on the core. Aside from it's just a Aside from it, just fire, water, grass in 2 months.
Well, yeah, it's fire, water, grass in 2 months. The 2 both Pokemon just really cover each other very well, offensively and defensively, right? One of the main things is you want to tear grass for a Wellspring, you want to tear a dragon, right? Gouging covers both of those. Literally, it will just cover both of those. So then it's like, well, what do I defensively tear in front of Ogerpon, right? It also lets you be able to run more bulky Ogerpon sets, and you don't have to worry about you not hitting those KOs because you have Howl with Gouging. And stuff like that. Or you have to follow me support for DD gouging sets. The 2 just kind of work off each other very, very well in draft. And if you're a decent builder, you should be able to have success with it. That's at least my thought process behind it. That's why I like it as a player.
Yeah, it's just every once in a while I see a game where Logice loses with that core because they get walled by a Terra Grass Chandelure or something. It's
what are you calling the manager for?
No. I was helping Flat Prep, which is the only reason I saw that game. And I was like, oh, that's really funny that game happened.
I know a lot of guys like that core a lot.
No, he spams that core.
It's good, dude. I remember another side tangent. In EPC, he was going for the core. I saw he was going for it. He got the Wellspring, he got the gouging, and then he got Thundy. No, I'm sorry, he got the Enam. He didn't take the Thundy. I sniped his Thundy. sniped it on purpose. It didn't even fit the team.
Dude, oh my god, what was it? I think it was it in WBG? I was drafting for Cookie, and I forget what his round 1-1 was, but Lemuro took the Thundy before the Enam, and I immediately snapped up the Enam right after.
Yeah, Lemuro got sniped in every round. I don't know what was going on with that. That was good. That was a good time. All right. Do you have any questions for me?
For you? Let me think. You are captain this season, right? With Logice, to clarify.
I will not be a 40k player in the pool. Unfortunately.
Oh, that's my question. If you were in the player pool, what do you think you would go for?
I think I would like to go for high 20s. High 20, mid 20s, I would like to go for.
No, that's not my question. It's what do you realistically think you would actually go for?
I think I would go for high 30s, mid 30s.
Ooh. You think that Miso has gone for 50k for 2 seasons, and you think you'd go for high 30s?
I think that we know better. I believe most teams would know better than to drop 50k on me. Because if you drop 50k on me, I'm not gonna carry a team of players. I just don't have that. I cannot carry.
Alright.
I can't carry every slot. I can carry my win slot, and I'll be active. I can guarantee that. That's why I would say that if you have a decently consistent win slot, right? I mean, my past 2 seasons, very good, right? What is it? 7-1 last season. It was 8-1 the other season, right? Pretty consistent, especially it's a past gen too. It's Squish, so it's a past gen, so you don't gotta worry about it. Once you get that, right? Which is kind of value, because sometimes, sometimes you value the past gen player because you can find SV players. Finding SV players.
No, of course. You
lock out I got a past gen player. At least I got one past gen player.
Off the top of my mind, there was I think one of the top SV players last season was 5k, was 5 or 6k Darkrai.
Yeah, exactly.
I think maybe 10 or I forget what Cookie went for, 10 or 15 is what I remember, but last season he went for 20? Oh damn, I forgot that. Okay, yeah. Oh, and he went black and white, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but see, like the season before that, I remember I got like 5K Perplexer. I think you got some absurdly cheap Trace or something, and they were both top SP players.
Vinny was the most expensive player on my team.
That's a crazy statistic.
Vinny was more expensive than Trace, Airgun, and Death Smash.
Oh, 5K Death Smash. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
even though he also played black white the whole season.
Mm-hmm. He basically played the entire season. We got really good value out of him.
I think who were the cheap overperformers last season? Oh, AFK Champion was a cheap overperformer.
Mm-hmm.
Like
what would you
not overperformer. There is good. No, over was the wrong word. I meant like high performer. High performer.
Like what's high performer? What's your
high performer? I'm just looking at the players in like the top 15 of standings, and like obviously the successful teams are the ones with like 5K Darkrai and SV. 5K like I think AFK Champion. I think he was pretty cheap, and he went like 5.2.
I don't think my too many cheap overperformers. I think I had 0. We picked up at mids. He went like 3-1. I think he's only lost his dual season after that.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I think we're like Impulse and Logis. Were they not cheap? Or were they not the? I guess
I think they were like.
Oh, actually, no. Yeah, Logis was like 3.2. I don't know. He was like close. He was like
5.2. He was like 5.2.
Oh, 5.2 after it's not updated for playoffs. Yeah. 5.2 Logis.
Impulse has a better record than it shows on standings because of playoffs. It's just not on the.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. I would say I do not remember him being. Yeah. That I remember.
Shout out to the Chiudi Nam team. Never drafted Lamora again, by the way. That football is so bad.
That was ass.
So bad. It's one of my least favorite Pokemon.
I've tried it. I tried it in I think I did it in WPF. I took it up like I think I picked it up thinking like, wait, this one sees like actual usage in like real VGC. Why is no one drafting this? And then I picked it up, and it was so hard to make it do anything.
Yeah, because everyone just preps for it. But yeah, I think high 30s, like low 40s maybe. I think people know better than to drop 50k on one player. But I mean, like, I can really see myself being 50k. So that's why I captain app instead of player apping.
Nah, I get that.
Any other questions for me?
Any more questions? Are you 3-peating?
Am I going for the 3P? Well, of course I'm going for the 3P.
Okay.
I hope I beat you in finals again, specifically.
God, nah, not again. This is the season.
If my team beats you in playoffs, then I win. I win the season, right? That's like the trend.
So far, that's been the trend. The one season of Citrus you didn't win was because I didn't sign up. You couldn't beat me in playoffs.
I couldn't beat you in playoffs, exactly. I also got hacked for fucking game 7. I got hit by Raw Thunder twice and full para into full para. Like, what can I do?
Shout out to the Fallen Angels. I think that's the team name.
Shout out to Fallen Angels.
Shout out to Fallen Angels.
So funny. Season 2, I got the rematch for the same guy who hacked me, and I annihilated him. I 8-0'd that game, bro. That was the grudge.
Was it wait, who was it? It wasn't Angel, wasn't it?
Some player named Pumpkin.
Pumpkin? Oh, interesting.
And then like that game was slaughter. That game was actually slaughter.
Damn, that team had a 40k whale matrix.
Yeah, he's good.
Damn. Alright, cool. No, I'm excited for the season. I don't have too many questions for you. I'm
ask you a couple quick questions.
Oh, go for it. Lightning round.
On a VGC draft, do you prefer, what kind of tailwind setter do you prefer? Do you prefer a prankster tailwind setter, a high tier tailwind setter, a cheap tailwind setter? What are you looking for? If you want
Whimsicott.
What is it?
High tier prankster. I will draft 8 Whimsicotts. This is the best one in draft. I think the actual answer is Prankster. I think the Prankster tailwind starters are really good. I'm not 100% sold on Illumise yet, but but I've seen the results. I know.
So just Whimsicott, Torn.
But
okay, I see.
Whimsicott and Torn. I think the Whimsicott teams and the Torn teams are just like It's just so much better than everything else, man. Prankster Tailwind's a very balanced mechanic. If a team wants Tailwind, it really wants to have one of those two. Because if you have like a Zapdos or something, then it's good. Don't get me wrong, but it often feels like you are playing behind. If you're playing against a team with a Prankster Tailwind setter. Yeah.
Okay.
So you really, really want one of the Prankster Tailwind setters, and ideally, I think there's a bad Prankster Tailwind setter, but I don't remember what it is. Oh, it's like Murkrow. Yeah, ideally you want a Prankster Tailwind setter that does something, but...
You're like, Murkrow. That's why I didn't name him.
Yeah.
Murkrow's bad, too. Okay. Now we're gonna go to a polar opposite. High tier, mid tier, or low tier Trick Room setter?
Trick Room, I think, is different, and you want... I personally prefer them usually my teams end up with like mid and low tier Trick Room setters. I don't necessarily know that that's optimal, but that just always tends to be how I am. I just feel like there's a lot better low tier Trick Room setters than there are low tier Tailwind setters. Like the gap is not nearly as big. Whereas if like I often see the pair feel like the pair of low tier Trick Room setter and maybe high mid or high tier Trick Room abuser, that always feels like a very strong mode to add to a draft to me.
Is there a reason why it feels strong to you? Why do you think that's strong?
Why do I think that's strong? Well, I just think that whether the Pokemon, it doesn't matter who, the high tier Trick Room setters in Trick Room can just take over the game. Like often they just will. Like, who am I, or even, obviously, oh my god, I'm tripping over my own words. The Hydra Trick Room can just take over the game, and it really doesn't matter who sets the Trick Room for them, as long as Trick Room is up. Like, it doesn't matter how the Trick Room, you also... The other thing is the Prankster... Okay, let's compare to the Prankster Tailwind setters. You really want that Prankster Tailwind setter to get the most out of your Tailwind because you really want the Tailwind up first. Whereas, no matter what the Pokemon is that clicks Trick Room, it will always go last, and it will always get 4 turns of Trick Room, assuming the Trick Room goes up. So, if you have some low-tier Trick Room setter that sets up the Trick Room, then it's fine. Blood Moon will just take over the game by spamming just Blood Moon moves, just spamming Hyper Voice and Blood Moon and whatever. Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say.
So, do you want to know what I think?
I'd love to.
So, I think you as a type of player, you got Tailwind a lot, and that's why that was your answer. Because I think we've seen together, you like Tailwind a lot. Where you get these Pokemon, maybe let's say you are someone with Blood Moon, right? Or someone with Blood Moon can play on both Tailwind and Trick Room, so you get a higher tier Tailwind setter, and you'll end up drafting a lower tier Trick Room setter because the rest of the team kind of fits in the Tail Room a little better, but the Ursaluna Blood Moon could play in the Trick Room really well. And then you have your top tiers could kind of play in Trick Room a little bit, if your team's the other team's on a faster. That's what it is.
You know exactly who I was thinking of when I said I like the low tier Trick Room setters?
Who, Spiritomb?
Spiritomb, my god.
That guy's underrated.
I will say, I think... No, I will say, I think the high tier, I just want to say, I do not think the high tier Trick Room setters are bad. The mon I have in mind to say this is this Sinistra guy, he's broken.
Cresselia's bad.
Oh, Cresselia's bad. But, with Sinistra, the mon that actually does something is... That guy's awesome. The team I'm thinking of, my favorite team to watch, and the team where I'm like, how the fuck do you beat this? Obviously, the Rain team's a little bit like that, but the Cookie team from last season with the fucking Rapid Strike, Roaring Moon, Blood Moon, Sinistra. That team's evil.
That team was only the top 4 though. I don't remember what else Cookie got on there. I think it was some stinkers on the rest of the
I think it had a Moltres or something. Yeah. I don't remember, man. It had that top 4, that's all you need. Well, actually, I'm still in my team server from last time. I can pull up our tiebreak matchup. I think Repeat was supposed to play him in tiebreak before we won the first 2, but let me pull it up. Pinned Yeah. Moltres, Morgrim, Luxray, Probopass.
Yeah, it's just not real. Okay.
But like that top four, like maybe you could probably optimize the bottom four a little bit, but like that top four is just so good, man. That top four is so synergistic.
One of these days, Robin's gonna look at the tier list and like take like all the 7-pointers and 8-pointers and just make them 2 points.
Well, he's gonna DPLify.
I was checking the doc the other day and I randomly didn't see Dugtrio on the doc. I'm looking for Dugtrio and that guy was in 1 point in every tier. So, I'm like, we are not having 1 point Dugtrio. What are we doing? Come on.
Oh, DPL. Oh, you see, like I think this season is like a 1 point, like a Mega Obama Snow or something fun. I thought someone drafted it. Yeah.
That guy's worth it. Trust.
But no, that guy. No, there's gonna be some team that ends up crazy broken because compared to the tier list from last season, like if the team was in a tier list from last season, it would have been worth like 116 points. Because Robin moves all the 8-pointers to 1.
Yeah, we've actually seen that. Yeah, well, there are some teams you cannot recreate because either the Pokemon went up in price or the Pokemon went down in price like so much. It's like no in between here. One big change that we do have for SV is Basket Legion is now 2 Pokemon. It's not 1.
Oh, may I ask why you changed?
Yeah, so I don't know if you remember, it was in like 9 points. Yeah, that guy's not 9 anymore. Oh, actually, female is 9. Female is 9.
Interesting. I always feel like it always seemed a little like, clunky to fit on a non-rain team, though it's probably very good if you get it on like rain.
Oh no, I was using that guy in like Iron Good teams because Iron Good also got rain dance and tailwind. Like it was broken. It was really good.
Yeah, I think Robin and I had him on a team DCL1, and it felt very awkward. Though this was before it got like flip turn. And because every week I was like, okay, I try to pull flip turn on it. It never had it. It was very sad.
Yeah. Flip turn's massive for it. All right, next question. High tier, mid tier, low tier fake out.
Ooh. So the actual answer, I feel like my actual opinion is, I think they're all good. Like I think any fake out is good. I tend to lean more towards. I think I tend to lean more towards a mid and low tier, though I'm sort of coming around on this Iron Hands guy might be him. But that maybe I'm just spamming too many Reg G Iron Hands teams. But like, hold on, let me pull up a tier. Actually, I should probably like pull up a tier list while I'm talking about this. So go ahead.
You could change your answers to the other two if you want to as well. My answer for the trick room is I usually like. So depending on what my top tier is, I may like a high tier trick room setter. I think the high tier trick room setters are really good. They're just hard to work. I did say Crest is bad. Crest is pretty good. I think Crest's best set is Calm Mind. I don't think it's trick room. I think Crest is a really good Calm Mind setter.
Who are the high tier trick room setters?
In my opinion, you have in DDF. Which usually goes on Side Spam, but Side Spam will play Trick Room and Tailwind, right? So that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just interesting because the most successful Side Spam team is that Miniman Side Spam team, and that's like pretty hyper offense, in all honesty.
I would say, well, I mean, you can look at my DFL team. That team was pretty good.
Let me pull that up. DFL. Oh god.
It's Urshifu Single, Hearthflame, in DDF, Iron Crown, Rabombi, Life Score, and I have a Quillfish and Altaria.
Ooh. Oh, because it's like what 16 pools or something? Yeah. Wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which team are you? You were Rising Voltiggers. Oh, there's not a team page. Okay. Whatever. Where are the drafts?
I don't know, DFL docs really bad.
Oh, there aren't. Oh, there aren't drafts on this doc. Oh, whatever, man. Whatever.
Just thinking of top 5.
Yeah, I mean the top 5 sounds good. I will say I sort of heard Urshifu Single Strike, Ogrepon Hearthflame. I'm like, okay, man. Yep, sure, okay, yep,
Yeah, that's happened. You remember like the round 4 Urshifu Single last season?
Dude. That team is never happening again.
Everybody trolled. Every single person trolled. I don't know what was going on. Like, I wanted it so bad in that pool, but we already had Shin Pao, and it's like, bro, like, come on, dude. Like, I should have just took it. Honestly, I should have just took it. I'm mad at myself. I should have took that shit, dude.
What did we have in that pool? That pool might have been the one where we round 1 to Iron Hands, round 2 to No, it was the pool. I remember I was trying to convince my team to take the round 2 Urshifu single strike, and they were like, "Nah, we don't want to." I'm like, "Oh my god."
I know that would never happen. It would never happen again.
What's crazy is record-wise, that was our best SV team. But that was, I think, just because I think Repeat played that all season.
Yeah, that team was a big winner for Davey and Perplexer's team. I think that team was that was their best SV draft.
I think that team was like the best SV draft.
Yeah. Well,
I think the Rain team lost once or twice all season, but I don't know if that Hearthflame team lost until playoffs.
No, I know my team beat that in playoffs.
Yeah, but then the Rain team also lost in playoffs, I thought, to Miso.
Yeah, I lost because we choked.
Yeah.
Nah, that Rain team was broken, bro. I had a guarantee win versus Miso and then Miniman.
Okay. I got the dock up. I think high tier. It's so weird. How can you make me choose? Because the high tier fake outs are so good. Like I think Rillaboom and Iron Hands are both phenomenal. Like the mid tier fake outs are probably just okay. Nothing's really sticking out to me as like, ooh, I love that on this dock. I think I've drafted Salazzle once or twice. It always feels pretty decent. I imagine Sable tends to struggle to fit fake out on a set, but I imagine it's pretty decent.
The Grimmsnarl is actually technically high tier fake out.
Oh, Grimmsnarl does get fake out. Dude, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that guy around a ton, but I again that's another mod. It feels like it might struggle to fit it on the set, but on the right team it could probably in the right matchup and with the right game plan it almost certainly works.
Unexplored, like a little bit. At least it's not like in Swish it's like always drafted, right? In VGC like now like the Reg F this tier list it's usually undrafted. It's not explored too much. Maybe one team will get one like in one pool, but like you don't really see it.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't seen a very successful Grimmsnarl team since like the undefeated Miso team.
That was also
which is like Reg A, and he had like round 1, pick 1 to the Grimmsnarl, and then he got like
Annihilate Dozo.
You got like and then with Annihilate Dozo, Giri, Iron Moth, and we know and I think that team did not drop a game all season. The one game Miso dropped, he was playing something else.
Yeah.
Okay, now even on the tier list, look at the low tier fake out mons. There's still like there's like Sneasel down here. That guy's been pretty successful across the board.
Don't say that.
Okay. Like there's like I feel like where's like Persian?
Sneasel Hisu. That guy is the Himati the third of 3-pointers, bro.
Yeah, like Persian, Alola. It's not low. I guess that's like mid tier, but that mon puts in a lot of work. Pikachu, my goat. That guy's not bad for.
You guys are cooked. Your entire plans are already there.
No, my Pikachu spam plan.
Pikachu's like 8 points, bro. That guy is the same price as me now.
8? Yeah. Bro, you can't be putting him in 8. That's just a nerf. That's just a nerf on us.
That thing was better. That thing was too good.
Oh my god, another dude. I felt so bad how I was building Cookie's to VG teams, and I was just like, I don't know how to vent. Cookie just Dynamax the Pikachu, and it'll probably work out. And then it paralyzes the Steelix by G-Max moving the partner, and the Steelix gets full parad to win the set.
That was good, that was funny.
Mods is a great game. Another good low tier fake out. I seen like Morgrum's pretty good. I've seen not in SV, but like Raichu or Lola, I've seen people lose to. That's low tier fake out. Like there's some, I don't know, fake out's just a busted move. I think there are good fake out mods low, middle, and high. I think ideally like Rillaboom and Iron Hands are just like they're not as unfair as the 20-pointers. But they can feel like pretty unfair Pokemon at times. Like just with the amount of control they allowed to have over a game. So like I think I'd choose like the top tier fake out mons over just over anyone else. I feel like.
I've been recently drafting Robo a lot more. I think I had it in my WBG draft. I had it in this Wi-Fi league. I think I told you about that Wi-Fi league, the one where I just couldn't tear my top tiers, but everybody else could tear theirs.
Yeah.
That guy was my kill leader. I've been really high on Robo recently. He's insanely good. Yeah, his worst move is Grassy Glide. You click Fake Out Woodhammer. That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's when people think Robo is bad. If you click on Grassy Glide, you click that nice, juicy 120 base power Grassy Terrain stab boosted Woodhammer, it is killing things in front of it.
I can't believe you invested in physical defense and lived our SD Rillaboom. I still think about that sometimes. I thought that prep was so cooking, but then you just randomly invested in Phys Def against our all special teams. Like, fuck. We lose now. This was game 1 of finals, Alice versus Logis. And you invested like all your mons into Super Phys Def, even though we had a Flutter Mane and a Raging Ball.
Oh yeah, I remember that because we were getting cooked by Rillaboom.
No, you weren't getting cooked by Rillaboom. I remember talking about it afterwards. Like, yeah, we kept getting cooked by Bruxish.
Oh yeah. I remember that. That was it. I kept cooking Logis with Bruxish.
What do you mean Bruxish? We could have just Raging Bolted all over this pace. It's like, oh my god. We actually got... Oh my god. I can't believe it. Again, I still think about that final sometimes. And like, we easily could have won, but we didn't.
You 4 SV'd into us and then proceeded to get swept in SV. The real pick was just pick Usum versus I don't know why you picked SV. Usum was the obvious choice, because then you would have forced Tracer me to go play Usum. You would have forced one of the two of us to be down there.
Yeah, maybe. I just keep looking at this tier list, seeing like, can I find one like tier of fake out that I like better? Just think about this initial question, and I keep saying, oh yeah, no, Sneasler, that's a good fake out one. Oh yeah, Gothitelle, that enables entire strategies with fake out. There's just like not a tier with you can find a good fake out in every tier, but you're not punished for taking high tier fake out with like opportunity cost, because it still gets progressively better.
Right.
But even if you have like the low tier fake out, it's still very good. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like fake out's probably like you have 8. Sometimes like you have 8 mons, you can fit fake out on like any draft.
One last question, and then we're gonna end this.
All right.
High tier, mid tier, low tier redirection.
So, before DLC 1, I would have said, I think I would have said low tier redirection, because it's for like similar reasons as like the Trick Room strategy, where like it doesn't matter who's really clicking the redirection button, as long as they're redirecting the move, it's fine. But the Ogrepons are incredibly broken Pokemon. Especially in draft, where they're not like in standard VGC, you pretty much like 99% of the time you will see them with like Cudgel, Grass Move, Follow Me, Spiky Shield. Whereas in draft, you see like Encore, you'll see Taunt, you'll see you just get to see that there's these incredibly deep move pools.
Yeah, no, in draft you start seeing like Encore, Follow Me, and it's just like, yo, what am I supposed to do about this?
Like, what am I supposed to do about this? And then like. But they are also. But this one guy is also Ogrepon Hearthflame, who's like the hardest hitter in the game and is the best support mod in the game. It's like, what is this? Who is this guy? What do you mean this isn't the best mod in the format? Yeah, and like obviously Wellspring's incredible too, but like I think because of Ogrepon Hearthflame and Ogrepon Wellspring, and maybe Ogrepon Thunderstone.
Not Teal'c?
The answer is top tier, but Teal'c. Jury's out on Teal'c.
Not yet. Wait till you see those Chen Pao Teal'c drafts with that guy. I was doing some calcs earlier. Oh god, the calcs are disgusting. What was it that it one shot? Oh, Iron Hands. Yeah, Choice Banded Woodhammer from Ogrepon Teal'c just one shot Iron Hands with sort of.
That's funny.
And he just drops. He does not live that. That's insane. The fact that Iron Hands is dying, that's insane.
That is very funny. I'm trying to think. I think I don't like the mid-tier redirection. I think that Clefairy can be correct for some comps, but overall, I'm not huge on the mid-tier redirection. I think you either go the incredibly broken top-tier redirection with like Ogerpon, Sinistra, Indeedee if your comp really requires it. But
I mean, what would you consider Volcarona?
Dude, I know Volcarona is a good mon, but I often struggle to fit it on a team. I think maybe there's a team where like all the mons are super flexible, and that's where Volcarona goes. But it really sometimes Volcarona has that jack of all trades, master of none quality, which I often struggle to fit on teams. But
I like it.
I'm sure it's very good. Maybe I'll find the comp this season where I say Volcarona's the guy, but I haven't quite found that yet. But yeah, I think you either go top tier broken with Ogerpon, Sinistra, or one of the more specific ones if your comp requires it, like Indeedee, or you go lower tier. And you go maybe like there's like Fungus is in the lower tiers around here. There's a lot of random guys that just get Rage Powder for some reason. That are doable. I don't entirely know if there's any bottom tier like Follow Mirrors, which is really what you'd want. Oh, Spupa has seen some play from time to time. I don't know if he's actually that good, but he's very cool. He's like 1 point. Spupog.
I think we were scared of that guy when we had him in POUS. I think I dropped him for more games that are on the low tier.
Oh, I've seen Furret put in some work. I've seen I think I saw like Joey use it. I feel like there was a successful Pachirisu team like DCL1. But I think it was I think Tid Vicious had a Pachirisu team that was decently successful.
It could have been a redirector there. It just happened to be Pachirisu.
Yeah, but I'm definitely lower on the Clefairies, the Magmortars, the Magmars, like this, etc., etc. I think I'm much lower on those ones.
So, a bit of info here. We are moving down some of those triplets that follow me setters. Specifically, like household.
This wasn't an interview. You're just trying to get me. You're just trying to help me tier without. You forget me to help tier without asking me.
Yeah, no, like one of the big ones that moved down.
Yeah. Where? Because on the WG tier list, I'm looking at him in like 16 right now.
I think it's like 14.
Yeah. That there's probably a decent price. Again, Mousehold, he like sort of has the Volcarona issue, but he's like he's got the difference where he's got the 110 speed is way more immediately threatening compared to Volcarona, who, if you want to run the offensive set, generally.
If you run Mousehold and you just hit a Rocky Helmet and you do Hop Bomb, you lose a Pokemon.
Just don't. Well, but then but let's say you bring that Rocky Helmet for the Mousehold, but there's the support set. Then you just waste an item.
No, because it's probably still good anyway. Rocky Helmet's a good item.
It's probably Rocky Helmet's just a good item, I guess. Yeah, that's true. Shout out to Rocky Helmet Chen Pao.
Shout out Rocky Helmet Chen Pao. Alright, that'll be everything. Do you have any final comments?
Alright, no, I'm very excited for the season. Thanks for having me. It's been a little I've rambled at a couple points. We've definitely gone off topic, but there's no good interview that doesn't, so.
I turned off the recording before you could finish, by the way.
That may be the most hopeless thing you've ever said.
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I didn't know Alright. I look forward to the season, and we'll probably have some more captain interviews along the way. That's here.
Of course. Can't wait to watch them, yeah.